Welcome back, man.
Hey, what's good?
Episode
I'm like 2-2?
2-2, yes. Because you know what I'm thinking now? I'm getting confused too. Week 25, NBA, episode 22, Ign'ant Sports.
Yes.
It's really unfortunate that those two things overlap so kind of closely in number.
It really does. It really does.
But yeah, it really is just going to be NBA week 25. We're not going to be dealing with NFL week 55 anymore, you know, with that postseason, because not a lot, man. Nice quiet week. So we'll just leave that for next week if we find anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just coaching kind of things that.
Yeah, you like.
Yeah.
Only thing we didn't mention, you know, we forgot to mention it last week, was Bruce Arians leaving.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Like, I think that's kind of what you meant by coaching things. But yeah, aside from that, really, nothing.
Yeah. It's, sad to see him go, but I have fun to judge just the fact that, like, I think some AB news is kind of coming around. Like, I did see, I think, a statement or something like him, like, kind of like, why nobody contacted me or something like that. And it's kind of like, really? Like,
yeah,
all right, like, Riss is like, I'm not trying to be involved with this anymore. Just like, no, if y'all, I don't want to be here for this. If y'all ever try to bring him back, or
yeah, you know how they say no news is good news? Yeah, no AB news is good news.
Yeah.
I've never heard AB news, and I was like, oh wow, that's really great. There was one time, maybe back in the day when he joined the Patriots, when Tom Brady was still in the Patriots, I was like, okay, this could maybe go somewhere. Like, people were really upset, like, Antonio Brown's going, they get everything they want. And it's like, yeah, cool, except next year he leaves, or he lasted for one game, you know, and down in Miami, helped us get that dub down in Miami, which we never can get, and then Brady left the year after, so it's like, whatever.
Exactly.
But we have more important things to talk about, man. Let's talk about Los Angeles basketball. I think that is a good place to start. So is this the first time LeBron James is not going to be in the postseason? Since the first time? Or is this the first time since the last time, which was like 12 years ago?
I feel like it.
I can't think of another season that he missed the postseason.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like that's what it is. It's like there's been times when he's missed the finals for sure, but I think he has made the postseason.
Yeah,
pretty much every season.
So this is I believe, as they say, even though it starts with an H, an historic time in NBA progression, because it's almost like we may look back at this and be like, man, that really was the passing of the torch. Like, that bubble year really was the last time we saw LeBron be great and bring a team, be like, because for every year before he went to LA, and kind of even up to and including, and like, I know they had a bit of a rough patch when he first started, because how many years was it that LeBron was on the Lakers before they won? Like, because was it one or two?
I just want to say the one.
Just the one. Okay.
Because we hadn't had Russell yet. It was just him, AD. And just as always, like most teams, it's still, especially in today's times, where you just gotta get the chemistry down.
But even at that point in time, I still pictured LeBron as that, like, wherever LeBron is, that team is the favorite to win the title.
Definitely.
And now he's just kind of looking like another player, like any other star. He's no longer the double S tier for our fighting game friends out there. That means the best of the best. That means the cream of the crop. So there's no more LeBron tier. It was like LeBron, KD, and then like maybe Steph were kind of like, that was the order. But now it seems like, I don't know, I guess KD's just in his own tier.
Yeah, I would say a KD. You could say a Giannis. Like
Steph. Like a lot of players. No, I didn't count Steph because he's injured. Maybe like maybe Booker would be like the new third, fourth place player to come in, because everyone else is like kind of in like that top 10 range. Like, Luka's great, but he's not a top 3 player. Jokic is great, not a top 3 player. I'm trying to think like who else, because like Kawhi is Kawhi even playing right now, or is he injured?
He might have came back, but he for sure was still. I know George, I think, was the one that came back first, at least. So,
okay. I will check right now while we're
because I was just gonna click like because I feel like I did.
But even then,
he did come for this
Kawhi
day,
is still injured. He got injured last year, and he is still injured.
But George is ready to go, right?
George has been on.
I think. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Because I was like, I think so. Yeah, he didn't play for the game that we picked on, but I think the games
Paul
after
George
that.
is actually, it looks like, the point leader of the Clippers right now. Yeah, I'm looking at Paul George. He's played 30 games, and he is averaging the most points at 24.4. Reggie Jackson looks like he's pretty much like the MVP of the season for them. I mean, he's only averaging 17, but he's been there for 74 games, and no one else has really given them that much productivity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree. And I haven't even seen all of them. I feel like that's now I would say that's an accurate statement.
Yeah, but that's crazy, man. That's just, it's It's crazy that the Lakers are. I mean, y'all caught lightning in a bottle, I guess, in the bubble year or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
the bottle is open, the lightning is gone, and the rebuild is back on. So we
Yeah,
will see where that takes
that's what
us.
it's looking at. Yeah, and yeah, that including Frank Vogel,
Yeah,
is possibly
yeah.
leave it as
Oh,
and
bro,
I
Frank Vogel, the coach after him, and maybe even the coach after him. It's gonna take y'all three or so. Front office likes to go through coaches in the Lakers.
yeah,
Seems like,
yeah.
man, and it's like I
But
feel.
hopefully,
I always liked him, and it's weird from like why did you like him? But I remember in such a weird thing, poker player, high stakes poker. I want to say season one, maybe seasons two. Who was on the show? Who was a great character? None other than Jerry Buss. So I've always been a fan of Jerry Buss, like well
yep,
before moving to LA. So I felt really bad for like Los Angeles for the Buss family when he passed. It was like right when I moved there in 2013, and since then, man, that front office has been you gotta say abysmal, bro. Like they have been pretty trash. Pretty trash.
yeah.
Like Jeannie is trash.
No, she's trying,
The other
but
brother, who's the brother that quit? Whatever his name is, trash.
right,
Like can't run a front office. Like they need to let back. Like you get one genius usually per family. Like Jordan is Jordan. Bronny probably ain't gonna be LeBron. So you gotta just let it ride. And I'm not saying they should have sold or nothing, but I'm just saying maybe put people in charge who know what they're doing because
exactly.
it wasn't them.
Yeah, it's like maybe, and maybe the father, he maybe he tried to put the formula on him, but
Yeah, you can only do so much,
is
man. The
yeah,
one
yeah,
brain is one brain. We're all good at our one thing, or two things, or three things. His one thing was Showtime Lakers, and it's like that's a pretty specific thing. It's
yes, it
like what's his
was.
name? It's like Jerry Jones with the Cowboys, man. Like they really fit perfectly.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So,
want to get onto the games themselves?
yep, yep.
Because like I'm trying
Hmm.
to think of like the only other big things that I know is really like other injuries. Curry's still out, Kawhi's still out, Ja's still out. So a lot of injuries. Like Celtics got there. I think Robert Williams still out, but like we're looking decently healthy. So hopefully we can all make a run. But we got Toronto at Orlando first one. You had I think this game or I had this game. Okay,
Okay, I was like this. Yeah,
yeah, this is
like
one
the
of
one after
mine.
it.
I was pretty lucky to see Toronto cover that 9.5. I was hoping that Orlando's just trash, man. I'm not betting an over again with Orlando in this game, man. It was 218.5. They couldn't cover, barely even got to. They didn't even get to 200, man. I had Toronto to win, so I feel like that's a pretty standard game. Like they're really not even a lot to talk about there. Pascal
Mm-mm.
Siakam. Oh wait, he didn't do that good this game. I think I just saw him. He did something last game. Oh, we'll get to that later. He might have.
So, well, you
Siakam.
mean
You'll.
no?
We'll talk about him in this future part, but it wasn't this
Yeah,
game. But he
yeah,
went.
that's how I
I'm like
thought.
he went off lately, but yeah, not on this game.
Okay, okay, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but I'm looking at their bench though. Like that was kind of crazy. They got a top heavy game here because before when I was saying I didn't add up the scores exactly, I'm like, well, I can add up this bench right here with their 17 points. So if you're looking at
Yep.
17 and then they put up what is it, 102. So I'm looking at a young 85. I want to say from the starters. That's pretty good. And Orlando just sucked,
Mm-hmm.
man. Orlando sucked. So they got
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mo
Yeah,
Bamba did
like
his thing,
it's
and
just
that's what it is.
yeah. You see the rest, and it's like, who are the rest of you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, besides Markel Fultz, which is just sad to see.
Yep.
Yeah,
But hey, I
yeah,
guess he can be that sixth, seventh man, whatever, third man.
yeah. But he was a first pick, I think, and that's why like there's some of
Magic
these
just
days I
suck
just
though,
like
bro. I think Orlando's got one of the deepest injury. I was going through a lot of injury reports. Can I click on Orlando? Okay, it's probably right there. I'm gonna click on Orlando and I'm gonna click on the injury report and I'm gonna read this to you real quick, man. They got Cole Anthony out real quick. What does Cole Anthony do? He averages 16.3 points. They've got Franz Wagner out. What does Franz Wagner do? He averages 15.2 points. They've got Wendell Carter Jr. out. What does he do? 15 points even average. Jonathan Isaac out. I don't have an average for him, but already I'm looking at 45 points from the top three players that are out. So yeah, they suck. It's what it is.
no, yeah, not saying that. I'm saying like the people, these men that I've been naming that are what I sometimes remember to be the first round first pick, and it's just like
Mm-hmm.
you were supposed to be like you actually were good, and unfortunately you fall in the curse of like we got to use you for the bad team to hopefully make them good, and you
Right.
just didn't turn out to be a good transition from college to basketball. I mean, even to the pros. So I just feel sorry for those people. It's
But I
like
want to
dang,
give them the benefit of the doubt and say when you got your like three really good players out that probably would all be starting, then maybe, sometimes you just get overwhelmed, man. Like, I don't know how to word it. Like, you know how teams, they'll say, play better than the sum of their parts, like 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, but you put these 5 guys together and all of a sudden it equals 10 because they're all like working and jiving so well. I feel like maybe, when you're getting beat on so hard, sometimes you underperform, like, so maybe Markel
Yeah,
Fultz really
definitely.
ain't like a 12, maybe he is a 20-point
Yeah,
player, but because they
yeah,
got no flow right now, he can't do nothing.
yeah. Like,
But
yeah,
yeah, he's not a leader
I
though.
definitely wouldn't
Not
put
every
it.
first
Yeah,
round pick is a not every first round pick is
exactly,
LeBron James or Zion Williamson.
exactly,
Not wait,
exactly.
is it
And
Zion Williams or Williamson? Williams, right? Zion Williams.
I think it is Williamson
Is
because
it a
I used to
Williamson?
think it was Williams.
Okay.
I feel like people say Williams, and I think he doesn't care, maybe, but I think it is
Well,
Williamson.
I'm clicking New Orleans, and their injury roster
Let's see.
features, I think, 2 players, and he's one of them.
Yeah, he
Let's
should
see,
be one of them.
Williamson. Okay, yep. There's
Yeah.
Jonas. I can't pronounce his name. Jonas Valanciunas. Okay, Ign'ant and Zion Williamson. Okay, yeah. It's just a very uncommon last name, Williamson.
Mm-hmm.
And
It
especially
surprised
because
me.
the Williams sisters are so like prevalent, and we both follow tennis at least to some degree. I know you more
Yep.
than me. We both appreciate tennis. I guess I would say you follow it more
Yeah.
than I do. Like that's gonna be the first name that comes into effect.
Yep. Exactly. When you're like Will.
Right. But yeah. So what else? What do we have after that? I want to say Dallas at Washington. That was my man over here. Okay. Now I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on with this one here, man. This Washington game was some.
City.
I don't know what was going on with this, man. Sometimes these Washington teams go off, or sometimes these random bad teams go off because it was
Yeah.
Dallas -8.5. Washington wins by 32.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay. Like when I saw this, I was like, oh, maybe they got Kyle back. Like surely Porzingis is just not the only one that had enough points to give them like this kind of a lead. Like, gosh,
Hmm.
lead. I was like, maybe Luka didn't play, but no, Luka did play. He did his 36. He did
Yep.
what he did, but just the rest of that starting cast, it's just like nowhere to be found, pretty much. And that bench
KCP put up
just
35 points, and he
yeah.
normally
So
puts
when I
up.
went over to this side, I was like, "Oh, KCP, you say your fellow Laker mate is not in the play, and Bradley Beal's not there either." So he's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, feeling myself, let me get some extra points." And I feel like he might have had like on 30-point game with us, but yeah, it's just like yeah, he apparently can have games like that sometimes when it's just like when there's not enough talent out there and he can get the rock more.
Right. Yeah.
I was just like,
But yeah,
what is my luck?
it worked for him, man.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, it worked against me because I was like, I definitely wasn't expecting that. I was like,
Hmm.
Luca versus Chris Porzingis. I was just like, I just think Luca should have more points and just hopefully everybody else does their job to get him over the hump by like one or two. Like,
Yep.
they might not cover, but yeah.
Well, if it
So
makes
yeah,
you feel any better, it's not like KCP only had like 10 and made it so that they wouldn't have covered. At least you got the cover with the 221.5,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
was all on Washington to really put that forward.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, yeah, I was like I said to before, like I just check for the wins to see if I win, and then I wait for us to see the over unders and stuff like that here.
Hmm.
And yeah, when I saw that I didn't do so great on the on the wins part, I was just like, yeah, hopefully that over under stuff, that just come through
Yeah.
because
No,
boy,
I gotta check it all at once. But yeah, and then it was not no win on the Dallas, so that was a one check mark there, one check 2x.
yep.
Let me
Where is this next one? Oh yeah, Indiana, this is yours.
Indiana Boston. I mean, you got to try it sometimes, man. You got to try it. It's nice taking points. It's nice taking points in a bad team. You take the Indiana 14.5. I'm like, that's a big number, man. Boston's good, but they're not that good. And
Right.
222.5. And the only reason why I went with the over on this is because I know that when Boston wins games on like worse teams, they usually go off. And I had no idea I didn't expect Indiana to put up 123. Probably would expect Indiana to put up like 105, something like that. But even then, 105 would have still been fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then for Indiana to lose, I feel like that's pretty standard, man. They're in Boston. 14.5 points is a lot. I got a little lucky with the over-under because I'm looking at my thing here, man. I don't know over-unders. I'm not that good still. I'm trying my best. I might even honestly just start flipping a coin because then at least I'd be 50%. Because right now, the way I pick it, I feel like I'm like 30%. But yeah, this one got lucky. I got the triple check mark on that.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at this one.
Oh yeah, Jalen Brown. I was like Jalen Brown, but I'm tripping. Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm looking at Boston.
Jalen Brown, our second leading
I
scorer.
mean, it didn't even end. I'm like, yeah, you got Tatum, so yeah, you got a healthy, healthy Boston. So, but even though with that though, that's good for the Pacers. Though they put up a fight when, like I said, I just feel like Buddy is the only one that's supposed to be the man, and he only had 6. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just like that's good that this Tyrese guy came through.
Right.
So I almost try to get them
Or it would
victory,
have been a
but
real big blowout, man. Lance Stevenson putting up his 11. Can't be relying on him. Jalen
nope.
Smith, 17. That's
Yep.
respectable. But
Yeah,
yeah,
respectful.
I literally ain't never heard of Goga Bitadze. So yeah, when you got Goga Bitadze on your starting lineup, you are hurting. That is why they were a 14.5 point underdog.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Exactly.
yeah, this is one of those. I was happy. I don't want to pat myself on the back too much. This was kind of one of those blowout, move on games.
Yep. Yep. Definitely.
I'm looking at Sacramento, Houston now. Now, looking back on this, I kind of didn't like. You know, we were touching on a couple ones in our Discord picks. Shout out, guys. We actually have Discord picks this week. Houston was actually an underdog on this one by 2 points, which is surprising because Sacramento, I didn't think would be like, you know, I guess it's just because Houston really is that depleted in their roster. Because, like, when I think Sacramento, I don't think they would be a favorite in any matchup, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And it's weird because they didn't put a DN pay for John Wall. What is the status on him? But yeah, they for whatever reason he didn't play, and then Eric Gordon, yeah, it says DNP. So those are two, good players still that could have definitely helped them get
Right.
over, get the
Absolutely.
extra, for sure, the extra 5 points,
Mm-hmm.
get them 6 extra points just to get the win by one. So,
I mean, KJ
was
Martin
this was
could have
this
put up more than 4 points. This was you. You had Houston +2.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
You had
this
Houston
was me,
plus
right?
2. You had under on the 232, and you had Houston to win. So I'm gonna have to give you that triple X on.
Yeah. Yeah, under the 232. So yeah, that's 115 each. And yeah, yeah, and I knew like I felt like Houston was gonna bring it, but it was like
That's what I was saying. Like Sacramento, you don't think Sacramento's gonna be bringing
it's like
122
it's gonna
and the
bring the
win and the
yeah in
cover,
the win. Yeah,
like the whole bit. You know,
the
they were
whole bit.
-2 and they covered. Like that's crazy on the
So I
road,
mean,
right? Yeah, on the
yeah.
road. So
Yeah,
all
it's like
right.
good for Aronson Barnes. He's
Yeah,
still
exactly,
looking like the
exactly.
man. Like he should be the man.
Hmm.
Because I think it's been a couple of years. I think he's been there. So yeah, that's his role. He just moved. He just moved across the street. Like people
Right.
say, yeah, I think we did talk about that. It was
Yeah,
like
we
moved
did
to city, a couple
exactly.
cities over. So yeah,
It's like, man,
I was like, yeah, that sucked for me. So I was just like, yeah, that was like a legit loss. Like no, like
yeah.
injury wise, still I knew making this choice. Like I probably still don't have John Wall in them, but I was like, come on, Jalen Green, like your 33 should be enough, right?
Hmm.
It's like yeah,
You would
almost.
think. You would think. But
Was not.
better luck on our. Let's see where we at next. We had not better luck, man. L.A. Clip. No,
Yeah, we on
was
the
this
other
even
end
an
of the
overtime
LAT.
game? Like, hold on, let me just. This
You
wasn't
you
even
would think,
overtime.
right?
Like, if
You would think
I didn't click on the
when
box at first, but I'm like, this. Usually it does say OT in parentheses. I was like, I don't think this was overtime. 1-3,
yeah, when I seen that, I was like, yo, Giannis, are you there?
right? And it's
Because I was like, I can't imagine.
like now LA put up 153. Like, okay, that's pretty crazy, but against the Bucks, like that's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. So yeah, when I clicked on that box and I scrolled down, I just like forget the Clipper side. We're gonna get to you. I was like, what's this? Where that Giannis? And I see
Yeah,
Giannis. I said, okay, it make more sense why I lost this.
right, right.
I was just like, okay. I was like,
Now, what is he
I was
out
like, I
with
don't.
right now? Let's check that out.
Yeah, but yeah, the fact that yeah, I was just like, okay, it makes more sense. I was like, I hate that I lost that again because I was like, now I'm down to 3 losses in the loss count and the win loss column at least. It was just like, gosh, Lee. I was just like, Robert, you really have to go for 43, and I didn't even really realize this coffee guy, the mirror guy with the 32. I was like, but yeah, like. Luke, I'm like, yeah,
Hmm.
sometimes the 23. I was like, Terrence, yeah, I expect you to get like
Whatever.
an 18.
Nothing. Sorry to interrupt. Whatever Giannis had, he does not have anymore because he's no longer
Okay,
on the injury list. They have
right.
no people on the injury list. So he had a tummy ache. Like I thought Ja had just a tummy ache, but I guess he's been out for a minute.
Yeah. And then even with that though, I feel like because I don't know how accurate this can be because I feel like I did see maybe in the further games we're gonna see, or maybe I thought about it this one where I felt like it was maybe it was one of those situations where because I was like, oh, when I seen this game I was like, oh, it's that time like teams are gonna start resting their players.
True.
Um,
NFL end of season type
and
deal.
and,
Once
and
you
I was
start seeing those
like,
clinches of the playoffs and the seeding,
yeah.
depending.
Yeah, especially if you like you're gonna make it in. Like
Right.
like today, for example, Lakers they didn't play LeBron. I mean, well, LeBron definitely was gonna play, but Russell and I think AD didn't play because it's like
I was just gonna
I
say,
said
man,
before
shout out to
next.
San Antonio, man. It's always been one of my favorite teams. Yours too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But yes, I was just like, yeah. I was like, I'm gonna keep that in mind for today's picks,
True,
and hopefully
true.
I be
But
right
they
about
know,
that.
they
'Cause-
adjust, they're smart sometimes,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
We each had a couple games that were by 1 point or by half a point. I don't think we got to them yet, but yeah, they know
yeah. So
sometimes.
yeah, so that was that game. Like nice to see a Bobby, start to look like the Bobby. I think he had scored a couple 20 points to help them in the last playoffs last year's. But other than that, it's like, yeah, who else is gonna get points from? Like sometimes maybe
Hmm.
Surge.
So let's see,
And the
just real
rest is
quick. You
like,
had Milwaukee was an 8.5 point favorite this game, even with Giannis out. It was under 232, which is reasonable. You know, if your star player is out, you'd expect it to be a low scoring game. This is that three
yeah.
ball thing, man. Like this has got to be one of the biggest discrepancies we've seen so far. So we're looking at
Mm-hmm.
119, 153. Let's call that like 170, 272. They were off by 40. Like that's insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had 23 for 43 for the Clippers. So so that's
Hmm.
50.
Yep.
50%. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, when you
That-
shooting 50,
right.
yeah, I hope
That
you
was
do
from three.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
And Robert had 11 of those. So yeah.
Hmm.
That definitely make a good that made 33 of his 43. That sound about right.
When you're hot, man.
Yeah,
But yeah, an
so
inadvertent blowout, like you would not have thought this would have been on the blowout list.
yeah,
So,
exactly. It
right.
was just like I couldn't believe it. I was like I said, after seeing the two losses, I was like, oh, surely Milwaukee won, right? And it's like,
Yeah, but that was a triple X. Unfortunately, that was another one after the Houston one, and
yep.
triple X. So we got Detroit at Oklahoma City. So we had
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was mine, right?
yeah, so we had OKC +4, and I'm looking at Detroit winning by 9, so no bueno. I'm looking at over 219.5. Okay, and then I'm looking at OKC to win.
Oh, all right. I chose the over 219 and a half.
That's what I'm seeing.
Oh, okay. And yeah, that, I would have been right about that. But
Go
SGA,
ahead.
SGA was not there. This was another one where I was just like, okay, I could see them kind of losing, but I was just like, how much did SGA score? Look on their side. I'm like, where's SGA on the injury list? Of course, because
Damn,
if he's not
bro.
in the starting list,
OKC played 8 players. That's bonkers.
so I was
And
just
none
like,
of them
but
were good.
yeah, I was just like, this week for me, like all the key players that I needed to play didn't play, or
Damn.
they either didn't play or they did play, but it just wasn't enough. Like a Luca,
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, I had the picks, right? I got injury, I got the injury bug.
Yep.
It was just like, man, I just like on paper, I should say I had it right. Like had I maybe checked that, then maybe I did would have had the news of these players not playing that day, or maybe possibly not going to play.
Right.
But other than that, yeah, like it's like I think we all could agree, like on paper, like I chose the right team.
But that would be educated as sports, man, not ignorant as sports. You know, there's a
Exactly, all
difference,
right.
man.
Exactly.
We
So
keep it 100, which is ironically far less than 100. We keep it like
yes,
15 to 20.
yes. Yeah, that's 100 on this
Yeah,
show
exactly,
on this
exactly.
channels.
Hey man, we gave it our full 15 to 20,
Yeah.
but that was 3 triple X's in a row, man. I had a because
Uh,
and it's funny to me because like I was looking up your every time I do this, like I do good, you do good, and I'm like, man, I'm not gonna count my chickens before they hatch because if he's doing horrible, man, then I bet I'm doing horrible too. So I was like, I'm not getting ahead of myself right now. So let me check our next game here. We had Phoenix at Memphis, man, and here we go. Here we go. So of course I had Phoenix to win. Like this is what were we talking about on paper? You know what makes sense on paper? What makes sense on paper? Phoenix being a negative 6.5 point favorite. I'm like, all right, cool, makes sense to me. Let's
yep.
check that out. And nope, we're looking at 122, 114 Memphis. So they couldn't even close to cover. But I went with over on the 229 because I figure Phoenix is a pretty high scoring team. You know, they got all the players on their squad. So that
Exactly.
was my one shining spot. And then
Yep.
I had them to win, which did not happen because Memphis did. I was watching this game live too with my homies, and I was like, oh my god, I knew I had Phoenix to win, but I forgot exactly everything else. So that was one of the ones where I got a
Right.
spoiler alert to myself because sometimes it's Friday night and you want to watch some basketball.
Yeah, and just seeing this is crazy. The fact that Booker and Bridges is like the only ones with the double digits.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Well, Cameron
yeah,
Payne, but barely double digits, by 2.
yeah, and the fact that they did it without Ja, it's like when I saw that, I was just like,
Right. That's why I was like,
dang.
any given night, bro. Any given night.
I was like, that's just crazy. I know Booker's like, dang, I should have went for 70 again. Like we lost to John Morant, list Memphis Grizzly. Like, what the heck?
Damn, bro. That's
Like,
funny.
game plan was ready for him.
Memphis got Zaire Williams. That's like discount Zion Williamson.
All right.
But hey, at least they've been there. So,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. So,
all right,
I
man.
mean,
Yeah,
guess it
that, that was
Memphis
a
though. That
heartbreaker. That was a
yeah,
heartbreaker.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I'm
It's like
like
good for
looking at
them though,
Phoenix.
because I'm pretty sure it definitely helped think some helps them with the like 7-8 kind of thing. Like it that they Memphis like for sure needed that win because
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix is doing fine. So yeah,
Yeah.
they're like yeah, of course we don't want to lose, but yeah,
Well,
Memphis
I'm
needed this
looking at
more than us
Memphis as the 2 seed right now. A pretty solid 2 seed.
for the whole division
Um,
because I think they
yeah,
do it where yeah.
yeah, for the conference, D5 wins, second team, right behind Phoenix at 63. Third place would be Golden State at
Oh,
51.
okay, yeah, I'm tripping, Why? Oh, I be trying to make Memphis. First of all, I be
Minnesota.
trying to make Memphis on. Not even that. Trying to make Memphis on East Coast
Ah,
because I mean, it technically it's literally like 2 states away from you.
right,
like,
right, right. Yeah, bro, Memphis East Coast, they'd be number 1 in the division, or I'm sorry, number 1 in the conference.
right? So,
That's crazy.
yeah, it's one of those up there. So they was just like, we got to put it somewhere. It was like, well, West
Right.
Coast doesn't have enough. Like,
True.
yeah.
I mean, they split it up a lot too, though, right? Don't or is it really East Coast? I mean, San Antonio is like barely West Coast, man. Like that's so middle of the country.
Yeah,
Like,
but it makes it like you would think like the ones that's in the middle, like you can take like OKC could have gone to y'all, and we could have kept like Texas,
but
like the rest of Texas,
I
you know.
gotta check a map, but I feel like Chicago is like more west than OKC is, and we get them as the East.
Yeah, we could see, but I'm pretty
Ooh,
sure.
we getting real ignorant right
Wait,
now.
actually, no, yeah, no, because I was like Chicago's Illinois, right? I was like, why am I thinking
Yeah,
Michigan? So no, you're off a little bit.
yeah.
Like Oklahoma's for sure in the middle, right above Texas, and Oklahoma and Illinois is to the right.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've driven this enough times too that I should know, but I don't really drive through Illinois. I only drove through there once.
I'm like, yeah, I was like, I hope you don't need to drive to Illinois. That's kind of
I've
like
driven
going
to
out your
Oklahoma a
way.
couple times, man.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like, yeah, but I'm
Yeah.
like Illinois. That's going out your way. Like, now you need to go. That sounds like you're going to New York, New
Nah,
Hampshire. Man.
yeah, no. On the way to LA, it's actually shorter to take the northern route, but I don't like the cold, so I always take the southern
Right,
route. It's actually a couple of hours longer to go south, but it's a much easier drive. It's all flat, no
right,
mountains.
exactly. Yep. Nobody likes those.
Ugh. But yeah, that was a tough one. So I was like, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, all right, man, I'm definitely not getting too ahead of myself. So after that, we had Portland, San Antonio, and that was a I don't know how to word it. I guess yeah, that was just another one that I was really hoping would go my way. Like the way I chose the Indiana 14 and a half, I chose Portland 15. I was like, all right, that's a lot of points. San Antonio bringing the hammer, winning by 19. So they eke that out by a couple. But I think I then had under, I want to say under 231. So of course. But then I did have Portland to lose, so I figure injury prone Portland, they can't make much happen right now. So at least I got that one for my own sake.
Wait, so you saying you chose Portland to win?
No, I chose Portland to lose, but I chose
Oh, okay,
Portland.
okay, okay.
I chose Portland plus 15.
Right, yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
And they
yep,
lost by 9. So,
yep,
but
yeah.
yep.
That was the one I
San
was like,
Antonio was still fighting for their 10th seed spot at that moment, so I can see why they'd be trying to do what they can.
yeah,
And they've actually
yeah.
been averaging like a lot of points. Like I think like I checked, San Antonio is averaging more points than Boston is for this season. They're averaging, I want to say, 113, and Boston was like 111, something like that. Yeah, San Antonio's 113, Boston's 111. I'm like, well, I consider Boston a much better team, so I'm not really sure how that works out.
Exactly, crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was when I was like, at the end of the day, had you left that was the last one instead of you being left with the last one, like I would have went with the San Antonio. Like I'm just gonna pick Pops over
Over
this.
Portland.
Yeah, yes, Portland depleted team. So I'm
15
gonna
points
believe in
though, man.
fundamentals.
That's a lot of points though.
Yeah,
I mean, I picked San
yeah,
Antonio to win, but I didn't pick them to win by more than 15.
yeah. No.
So they had that, and then let's see. So that was another one where I got 2 and only 1. So I'm like, all right, man, I really am hanging on by strings here. And then we go
Hmm.
into Minnesota, Denver, where I had Minnesota was plus 4. I'm like, all right, so they won, which is cool. They could have lost by 3, but then I had under 234 and a half. When we look at that clean 160 or 266, and then I had Minnesota to lose, which they did not. So that was another bit of a heartbreaker because I'm looking at this like we were talking before. These on paper wins. You'd think Denver at home they can pull it out, but not tonight.
Yeah, and Jokic came with his 38. Gordon was looking like kind of like I want to say his prime self, I guess. And on the Magic, nice 24, and this other Monte,
Mm-hmm.
not that Monte Ellis, but Monte Morris,
Right.
23. So yeah, this is they truly are missing on Jamal Murray. Yeah, so and Michael
Mm-hmm.
Porter Jr. Yeah, so yeah, the starting threes for Timberwolves. Yeah.
Yep.
Can't do
Cat
the job, and
Cat put it
that's all
down,
you
and that's all
need.
they need. Anthony
Yep.
Edwards with only
And
18. He had, I think, 49 points tonight. Anthony Edwards career high. I want to say I just saw that like maybe 15, 20 minutes before we got on the mic.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And if it's not one or the other,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then yeah, D'Angelo Russell coming in with his 24. So
There you go. And I feel like D'Angelo Russell may have been like, you know how before we were kind of going back and forth a little bit on Julius Randle? I feel like
hmm
Russell might have been the one. You know, he might have been the one that y'all really shouldn't like. Like Randle, Orange Julius, he's okay in New York, man. But Randle,
yeah,
yes. But Russell, he's y'all should
yeah. I think
bro, y'all sided with Swaggy P over D'Angelo Russell.
yeah, I feel like it was some little bit more than like I feel like maybe it's like personal stuff or something like that because yeah, I found that crazy. I was just like, bro, like how many more new pieces are we gonna like? Which new piece is gonna be good for you guys? Like,
Right.
you know, we can't keep getting these like oh I'm on my last legs O pieces like you know so we need
Yeah.
some fresh legs.
That is
So,
the
yeah,
absolute story of like what could have been. You know, if y'all just kept those like 7 players, and then didn't
really.
trade away for LeBron and AD
Oh my
and
gosh!
Carmelo
Like we
and
could have traded
D'Angelo
some of
and
those
Dwight
for
Howard.
yeah for LeBron and maybe got AD behind some probably some
I'm
money
saying
for
y'all could
sure.
have been like
Like
the Celtics right now, man, like homegrown, you know, like
yeah,
just straight out and been getting to the, you know, conference finals year after year.
exactly.
But like Los Angeles like does, you know, they like to blow their load and get that 1 year, and now they got to recharge.
And and like we want to win now. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
like well
Every year now.
yeah, it's a price to pay trying to do that every especially in this league now.
Mm-hmm. All right, so then
Yeah, just yeah. Back to this my Lakers. Yeah,
and then final
uh,
game for that day was, yes, like you said, back to your Lakers. New Orleans
losing
at
by
Los
4.
Angeles. And you had a LA -2. You had under 233.5, and then Lakers to
Yep,
win. So you got that under. That clean,
yep,
right? You had the,
yeah, definitely.
yep, by, okay, yep. I'm looking at 114. Yep. So we got that under, and that was about it. So LA, this was once again right around in that time where they were still fighting for the 10th seed,
Yep.
and just couldn't quite put it home.
Yep. You know, thankfully, I think ever since AD came back, he's been putting it like a 20
Mm-hmm.
average.
Yep.
You know, and LeBron's still trying to do like, you know, 30 or more,
LeBron
and
is
that's
LeBron.
great.
Yep.
Yep. And Russell, I mean, 12 not bad, but we would have loved to have you have 5 more for the 17 to get us the win by
All
one.
right, let me check LA stats. Let me see what Russell was shooting. So 5 for 15, baby, 5.
Yeah, so you know that sounds like Russell of the old when he first joined us. You know that's not the Russell we want to see. So
I actually remember watching this game too. He actually got super hot late in the game. Like he made 2 really clutch, I want to say threes. His only 2 threes is 2 of 4 because he missed 2 early on, didn't shoot 2 more until real late, and he made them both. But he misses those like 10 shots in between, and it's like, you know, you can't recover from that.
yep, it's like if you're not getting assists off of that after that, like you know, then it's like yeah, your shots attempts could have went to Anthony Davis or LeBron. Because you're not
Yeah,
even because yeah, and yeah, even Carmelo, but Carmelo had been I think the first game he sat out.
I'm not gonna lie,
So
man. Like,
yeah,
did you watch any of that game?
no, I hadn't.
I did see a good portion of that game, and it's not like they had a lot of good open look. Russ just sucked, man. Like he just couldn't hit. Like dude, he had
I
bricks,
feel
like like actual air balls, like a lot of them. So New Orleans was putting up good defense. They were playing them pretty hard, and it was just one of those games where shots just were not falling. So
yeah.
they kind of like forced Russ to shoot. He shot and didn't hit. So
Yeah, and that's what I figured once Westbrook became a thing. Like
exactly, yeah.
and it was just like okay that I feel like because I never seen Westbrook as a shooter. Like he had his moments where he hit in the clutch on OKC
Right.
and it was great for them, you know, against us, you know, sometimes and stuff like that. But I was like he's really like I'm trying to get to the rim. If I can't get to the rim, I'm trying to pass it, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and yeah, make y'all pay like that. You know, attack the paint, make y'all move a person, give it to the outside shooter,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so yeah, so
Absolutely. So then we had a couple of, actually, I guess a little 3 and 4, some Discord picks
yeah,
yesterday. So, okay, let me click on, my thing got messed up. Our 7th. What do we have? 7 games?
yes, yeah, 7 games.
7 games. So we had, well, just to finish off, because we got to have like a little recap, especially just to emphasize, because what did I go? 1-7 on my worst week of NFL?
Yeah, yeah,
So you almost topped me, man. You almost tied me at 2-13 last week. 2 and Young won 3. And your boy almost went negative, man. I went 8 and 7, so I can't really be bragging about nothing. But I just had to point out that not at least one of us each had both a bad week.
Yeah. And I figured that was gonna happen.
Bad,
I figured because for the fact that especially like injuries, they always gonna be important. Like people can switch it. Like people could be on like doubtful kind of status, and then they'd be like game of like, yeah, we're not gonna play you.
Right,
And so it's
exactly.
just
Yeah,
like,
those
dang, like
last
now I
minute
wish I
decisions.
did. Yeah, it's just like, dang, now I wish I changed my pick. But it is what it is. Just
Exactly.
gotta believe in the rest of those players. Like, come on, man, they paid you good money to be a pro
Yep.
professional. Like, everybody's trying to win, and there's gonna be only be one winner. So who's gonna be the one I chose?
Exactly. All right, so we got a little 3 and 4 action.
Yep.
We'll just go in order as is. So Orlando at Charlotte. I'm looking at. I think I had Charlotte
Yeah.
at negative 13 and a half. That's looking like the dub. Charlotte just puts up numbers, man, and Orlando sucks. Like we've already
Yep.
established that. Like I was going over the injury. I saw all that. I'm like, all right, man, 50 points missing on injury. Cool. Let me take that. We went with the over on 228.5 because once again, Charlotte puts up numbers and Orlando
Yep.
doesn't. That was my first half point win right there.
Exactly.
I
Because
was
I
like,
was like,
"Ooh,
wow.
squeaking it by. Yep.
Yeah. I
And
said,
then
oh wow, he went.
and Charlotte for the win. So I feel like that's a pretty standard one. Like barely even need to like cover that. I mean, like just
Yeah.
click on it real quick. It's like because we didn't click on anything Charlotte yet, but it's like everyone's still doing their thing. Charlotte has literally last time I checked 0 players on injury. So they're 0 players on injury. They're firing on all cylinders right now. Orlando has 4 players on injury, and like we just saw, they're losing 50 points off of that. So
Yep.
what else are you gonna say?
Exactly.
Let's look at once again, man. Like sleeper pick Charlotte. Like let's like keep an eye out for them in the postseason because they could make.
Oh yeah.
They're in your division, right? Wait, conference? Oh, good. No, they're mine. They're in East.
Yeah, because
Forget, bro.
I was like,
I forget.
yeah,
Man.
I was
Because
like,
they're one of those teams, man. It's like who the hell are they on?
yeah,
But I guess they are
yeah. Because I
East.
was
Yeah,
like,
yeah, of course.
that's one of the new ones. I was like, I'm gonna be surprised. Like,
Because you know what it is, man? It's because NFL mixes it up too. That's why I like confused like the
Mm-hmm.
NFC AFC thing. Like there is no East and
Yeah.
West in NFL. So like the whole thing, I forget that the NBA actually does really try to split up by
Try
geography.
to split
It's because
like
of the
just
amount of games they play. I feel like that makes more sense. But yeah, they're ringing right in at the 10th seed. Okay, so yeah, dude, 10th seed. Charlotte seems like not a 10th seed pick. So let's like they seem like they're better than like Cleveland or Chicago.
yeah. You would think. Well, not Chicago. Don't forget DeMar
Yeah.
DeRozan. No, don't forget DeMar
Oh,
DeRozan,
is he?
Zach LaVine.
Mm,
Well, I'm saying in general sense, but if you're saying right now, okay, maybe,
why were
but
they out for a while? Because like, why am I thinking Chicago like not that great?
yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, don't forget DeMar DeRozan is on that team now.
But even then,
Like I
still,
know Toronto
I guess.
is him and Zach. Those the main two, and then I feel
Yeah.
like I keep forgetting the third one, but
And then you
those
got
those two
Nikola
been meshing well.
Vucevic and Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
That's your 3 and
Oh yeah,
4.
Alonzo. See, yeah, there goes. I was like, I know I'm missing one,
Yeah,
and
but
yeah, the other ball.
yeah, but Lonzo was the one that was okay for the Lakers to get rid of. Like he was the worst
No,
of
no, of
all the
course, yeah,
prospects.
but once again, like everybody we get rid of, they're flourishing, like to
Yeah,
like whether it's either much greater or just a little bit more, and he's yeah.
I'll take Charlotte over Chicago. They go head to head. We'll get a side bet going on that one if it happens.
Oh man.
But yeah, and then Charlotte for the 1,000. So that one, nothing really saying there. Now
Yeah.
Boston at Milwaukee, man, I was ugh. So if I got that half point one there, man, here's where I lost my by a half point here because I had Boston 5.5 and they lost by 6. So that was a heartbreaker.
Mm-hmm.
We had under 227.5. That was a no bueno. And I had Boston to lose, which is it sucks all around because sure I got the point, but I don't want to call Boston to lose. So
Exactly.
I won and I lost in the same time in this, but this was a bad one.
Yeah. And then by this time, Giannis came back, and,
Mhm.
and things is back to normal.
For the most part, Jaylen Brown only had 22, and I'm looking at Jason Tatum
Oh,
wasn't
speaking of
there.
that, yeah.
Okay,
Wait a minute.
check this out
I do want to see.
because last time I checked Boston's injury report, the only player out was Robert Williams, which is still the case, left knee. And we did this last night, and the games took place between last night and today, so I'm not sure why Tatum didn't play. You got to
Right.
assume this is a one-off. So if you got messed up by injury, one of those one-offs, looks like I get messed up by injury, one of those one-offs too. Because Tatum's not injured. I would have heard like on
Yeah.
like Reddit
Yeah.
or something, like
And that's what I'm talking about. See,
Instagram.
for the 4-1 April game for the Milwaukee Bucks, 'cause I was like, I know there's some other big players that's missing on the Milwaukee besides Giannis, but yeah, they didn't play. Drew didn't play. Inactive injuries, illness. Chris Middleton, the other second, third. So it was like, nah, I think these guys are just DNPs. Like they're
Yeah.
like resting them, and yeah, and like now they came back for this game, like, because that was against what team again? Clippers. They was like, yeah, I guess the Clippers or whatever. Like, Clippers need this win more than us. Like,
Right, or something. Yeah, they just gave it to him
yeah,
by 50 points.
yeah,
But yeah, that was a little two X's and a one, so whatever.
yeah.
But let's just check out that next game. What do we got here? Looking at now, this one. I mean, I guess they just know, man, because we both were talking. Like, we would both expect Philly to be a favorite, even heading up into Toronto, but they were
Yep.
not. Philly was a 2-point underdog. You had them. We went. Well, you went with over on the 217.5, looking like that occurred, and you had Philly to win, which did not. But I would have called that too. I even said the same thing right in the Discord when we were doing these. These are all Discord picks.
Yep.
For you
Yep.
folks who were not didn't catch that earlier on or didn't see our last
Exactly.
episode. But I guess Toronto's once again same thing, firing all cylinders. Like, I don't think they have many injuries. Oh, this is what I was gonna mention before Pascal Siakam, bro. 70. I was gonna say 73. Numbers dyslexic. 37
All right.
points
Yes.
on
Man, oh man, had a triple double. Let's not
mm.
even.
But then I
That.
remember clicking on him before, and he averages 22 and 22.7. So that 37 is like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He
thank you for
averages
my
like a
extra
nice
15
20.
points, bro. We needed that.
Exactly. All right. Yeah. So yeah, as you see, like Pascal has sometimes he has his moments where he's looking like I'm the superstar of this team.
hmm
Like I'm supposed to be, and other days he's just like I'll give you my 22. You said right or something like that.
Yep, exactly.
But and then it's all up to everybody else, which is I think we established is like the Gary Trent Juniors and
Who I just clicked
the
on now, yeah, not to be overshadowed because he also only averages 18.2. So like two players kind of overstepped their average.
yeah, and then the Fred Van Vliet, which he ended up not playing. So that was great for them that they didn't miss, even though they missed out on his points. Like they still got the 5 points they needed. Because if you look on the Philly side, Joel Embiid, all right, 30. Did you think nice to see 18 grand? Danny Green, kind of like a San Antonio kind of Danny Green day.
Yeah, but where's that
Um,
superstar? He's not shining right now.
Man, yeah, that Mr. James Harden guy, 13 points, but 15 assists though, but
I
13
guess.
points.
Yeah, I'm not shooting tonight.
Yeah,
It's all
I'm
good.
just gonna let everybody else make baskets.
Maybe he just didn't feel like his shot was on, so he deferred to the pass. And let me see, what was he? 3 for
He was three
12.
for 12. It's just not that many shot attempts too bad, but
Yeah,
still 3 for 12.
right.
He's
That
like, he's like, hey, 6 for 6 for three though. Hey, I mean, at the easiest part, I got those.
Yo, he shot worse than Westbrook did in that last game that we checked from Lakers.
Yeah,
Because at least Westbrook
one
was
for
33%.
four.
He's shooting 25% from the field.
Yeah, I'm like, he's 1 for 4. Dang.
And then six for six from the
Um,
line. So like, so weird, man.
yeah, yeah, right. He's like, I'm great gonna be great at the free throws. I'm not gonna miss the easy ones when nobody's in front of me. But
So you'd
these
think they'll
other
just like
shots,
stop shooting, then go for pass or like kick it out or just drive to the rim. Like just change your game if you're like not playing that well that
yeah,
day.
and yeah, since I did see the
At
highlights of
least
that,
at
like,
least he got the 6 there.
yeah, yeah.
Half of his points came from the line.
Yep.
Nice.
What should be if that's gonna be your stat line, like you better make.
If half your points are coming from the line, you better be making 15 points from the line.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one was a little
Did I for
surprising.
that? Yeah.
I got lucky there, so that was a double X and a check. Again, we did not have our best week. This is actually one of our worst weeks, I want to say, like overall, like between the Discord picks, between the last week's picks. We I won't spoiler alert, but we didn't do great. Let's see, what was our next one here? We had
Portland, New
Portland
Orleans.
at New Orleans, yup. And I'm looking at young 127.94, and you had New Orleans. So this was okay. There you go. So you got stuck with that big favorite slash underdog on. If you're depending on what side you're looking at, New Orleans was negative 16.5. You chose them, which is awesome because they won by 31
33.
points. 31.
33.
33. I'm looking at the other way. I'm like, bro, you're terrible at math. 33.
Right. Yeah,
um, yes, 30. What 3? He said. Yeah, I'm looking
yeah,
at it now.
33.
I'm getting tired, I guess. 33. What did I say? 31. Yeah, 33.
Hey, look, just 30 something. Okay, just know
In the
it's one
30s.
too many.
And then, but Portland could not come through even to get you on that. Was this? I think this was another one of those. It wasn't quite a half point, but it was close to half point, right? Unless I'm doing my math wrong again. You had over on the 223, and they did not get over. Yeah, it was 231, right? Yeah, 231.
Yeah, 31.
And then you had New Orleans to win. So there we go, double checking it in an X.
Okay, wait. So yeah, so you said they set you said they set the over to be I mean, they set it to be 232.
223.
Oh, 223.
Yeah, so I'm looking at right.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. And yeah, I got
And
it
it
was
was
yeah,
I might have spoke
221.
wrong. I think I might have said 233 and then said 231, but I was it was under 2 points, and I think I did speak wrong. You're correct.
Okay, okay.
The over under was 223.5, but the actual
And
total
but his,
was
yeah, it was
221. Yeah,
Yeah, and
even.
I said I think they was gonna get over for this
Exactly.
one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, because I was like, yeah, like surely New Orleans is gonna bring the points, and it's like Portland, can you get 100,
Yeah, New Orleans
please?
has been pumping it out lately, man. Like they've been pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah, and that's why I chose them because it's like, yeah, like I had learned my lesson. I was like, oh yeah, CJ's on their team. CJ didn't
Mm-hmm.
go too crazy, 23,
Right.
but I was just like, yeah, let me respect them again. So yeah, that was a nice, pretty balance. Like you got 23s, 14s, 11s, 17s, like smaller double digit numbers, but just enough to get the job done for
And
sure
they did it
when you add them
without
all up
Brandon
together.
Ingram too.
Say it again.
They did it without Brandon Ingram too.
Yeah, yeah, and I would expect that still same way, like
Mm-hmm.
without him. But yeah, that's the other part too. I expected like for them to get this kind of points even with him, but great to see they did get it without him. And then, yeah, it's just like who's on Portland, like besides Damian
Nobody
Lillard
right
and
now,
Joe
bro.
Giddey, who's this
The
is nobody right now,
the
man.
the G League is on Portland.
Exactly. So
All right, so then we
why would I choose
had
them?
San Antonio at Minnesota. I believe that was you. You had Minnesota was it by 8 under on 238.5, and then Minnesota to win. So we got Minnesota to win, but they only won by 6. And then under no, they were well over the 238, which is crazy. You never know, man. So we're looking at what 248. So by 9 points, bro. 8.5 points, 9
Yeah.
points.
So and
So
I chose the under.
yes, on two. I mean,
Yeah,
do
and
you
yeah,
do you see
it's
yourself choosing over on 238? I don't think you've ever chosen
exactly
over on a
like
238,
yeah, because
especially when San Antonio is one of the teams. You know.
it's like you would, you would you would think like Minnesota, they're gonna do their part, but San Antonio, surely enough,
Yeah,
they
even if
can't score
Minnesota's
it.
not that, they're not them. They're not that team.
Yeah,
They're still like
yeah,
what
like
seventh seed or something right now. Sixth seed?
yeah,
No, seventh seed.
yeah,
Yeah, seventh seed.
yeah,
Seventh
yeah,
seed.
7. Yeah.
Hmm.
So like I expect like the 7 points is the extra 7, like or maybe I give them somewhere between 115 to 120. Like I feel like they actually no, I'm tripping. Wait, we're talking about Minnesota. No,
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, surely yeah, I think that yeah, the 115 to 120. Because even yeah, because the Russell didn't play. So had he played, they took
Hmm.
3 stars. I for sure could have had the over. But yeah, it's just like yeah, who on this San Antonio is out here
Oh,
like man, pop.
this was the game, bro. This was the one I was talking about. 'Cause I was like, well, if they don't have Karl Anthony Towns, like who's gonna do it? This was the Anthony Edwards 49-point game.
Yeah, no, well, they did have him. They just were missing D'Angelo Russell for
No,
this
I'm
one,
saying
but
no, I'm saying but he only put
oh,
up
you saying
21.
just in general?
He only put up
Yeah, yeah,
21 though. Like
yeah. You
That's
saying
not
in
cat
general?
numbers. I'm just saying like
Oh yeah, no,
so he
yeah,
didn't come through,
yeah,
but then Anthony Edwards comes through with like
yeah,
2.5x's average.
yep.
So that more than
So
makes up
this
for
is
it.
yeah, definitely. And then it's just like it's just like I don't know. Like I guess you just can't still underrate a pop team. Like fundamentals can
Right.
get you losing by by 6 still. Like even with this G League right here, like
Mm-hmm.
it's like forgive us if somebody is important on here that's not really G League, but
Right.
it's these names are just still that clicky with this. So it's just like good to him though. Pop still got it, I guess. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
just play move the rock ball. Get people open like that and attack rim. Just fundamental basketball.
Yep. All right.
It is gonna get
So
us a dub or not.
let's see. We got two more. We got Memphis at Denver. I want to say that one was me. I had Memphis +3 X. We had over 232.5 X. And then Memphis to lose. Woo! That's all I
Right?
had.
Yeah, that part.
Which is like, I kind of just picked that. Like, Denver's had a lot of games at home, and I'm just like, I'm just going to pick them to win because they're at home and they're the favorite. And I really can't think of another reason. And that burned me a couple times, but today it worked in that one regard.
Yeah. And then so yeah, that won by 13, and like yeah, you
I only had him by
definitely
plus. I had him by. I think it was 3 points. I only had. Yeah, so I needed him to lose by like a little bit less.
right. And yeah, for the fact that for sure John Morant didn't play, so had he played,
Right.
he for sure could have had 13.
No, and I
So
knew that too. I knew that too. But
yeah,
still.
yeah, no, it's tough because because wasn't it just we just talked about that last
Hmm.
couple days ago for Memphis, so
Yeah,
it's
no,
just
because I
like
checked the.
even with Morant being there, sometimes yeah they can still lose.
Yeah, no, I had checked the report last night for a lot of the teams, and I knew that he was still out. But you never know. I mean, I like points. That's like one of those things that has worked for me. I feel like if there's one difference in like our two betting strategies so far, and that may be the difference in like why I'm ahead, is I like to take points a lot, and then I'll take that team to lose. And that's a strategy that you haven't implemented yet. So sometimes I might do it a little too much, but it's like what has kind of gotten me to where it's all I know. So that's where I've been. But and then
Yeah.
I'm just looking real quick. Jokic for 35. That's pretty sweet and
Mm-hmm.
pretty
Mm-hmm.
standard. Just gonna try and go a
Yeah.
little quicker here because we're got a pretty big. We're over an hour right now.
All right.
So last.
It's the extra games.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, extra games and end of the season. I feel like our picks coming up are gonna be pretty short for y'all, so we're gonna give you guys a little extra episode today because once the playoffs start, the episodes are gonna just be shorter. We're gonna have less games to review and less games to preview. So
Exactly.
enjoy it while y'all got it. Last game was LA at GS. So this was one of those ones where
Yeah.
like I didn't disagree with your pick whatsoever, but this is on paper is what it is. 12 and a half. That is kind of a big number, but like you said, like everyone's gonna get rested. Plus they got Clay, and he alone can put up that difference. So
Yep.
you had you had Golden State 12 and a half. Did not happen. You had over on the 221 and a half. What did LA put up? Wait, you had over,
Wait. Yeah. Cause that.
right?
Wait. But I didn't. I didn't get
No, you
the over
you
under.
did get the over.
Okay.
I literally must have just like looked at something wrong. Okay, so you got the over on that. I have to change my number. So you got one more on that, and then you had Golden State to win. Okay, cool. So you got two check, one X.
The 1X was for the which part?
For Golden State did not. Oh, dude, what am I looking at, dude? I literally just looked at this all wrong. You know what I think I saw? Honestly, somehow. So you got three. You got all right. Damn, right?
Yeah. Cause I was like, wait.
You know what I think? Like I must have been tired. I think honestly, like I just saw Golden State. I think I saw them at like 118, and that would have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that definitely right. Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
16 in between, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
No, you got it, man. You got it, man. You're breaking my heart here because I totally thought you had two X's in a check, and I'm looking at now three checks. Whoo! Well, you know what? That'll help you make up a little bit. That'll make up a little
definitely
bit.
will. Because yeah, 'cause this is the one. This is the most confident one after experiencing like all those losses, and it was like, all right, well, we definitely know we're out of the league,
Yeah.
and like yeah, they're just probably not gonna play all of them at least if they're gonna play any.
Mm-hmm.
So and like I said, like even with Clay just only being there, Steph is still out. Probably like I think it's still gonna be enough, and it was.
No, that works.
That's the only part that was just kind of iffy was like the point difference, like just like I don't
Yeah,
know
12
if
and a half is a big number. That's why when I saw it, I was
yeah
like, oh, that wasn't it. Because I kind of wasn't expecting it to work, but I guess, did they? Yeah, you said they didn't play James?
yeah
That makes sense. Oh, well, you know what's funny too, man? Like, when they say inactive, it says dash injury / illness. I
yeah.
feel like that's not always the case.
That's what I
Like,
was
how
saying
they had, like,
earlier.
with Jason
Like,
Tatum, like that, like, I don't
yeah
think he was
yeah.
injured.
Like I
Or,
feel
I guess,
like
but illness could be anything, though, like headache
yeah
or
exactly.
whatever.
That's why I was like. Because they kind of like as you see Carmelo Anthony and Kendrick, like they sometimes they clearly put the DNP, and so it's like
Exactly.
okay,
Yes.
whenever I do see those two, I was just like it might be an injury, but if I clearly sometimes feel like I'm like yeah I know about this player, so it must be an illness of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, exactly.
Cool. So
Yep.
on the second week, you went 7 and 5. I got. So that's what I'm seeing here.
Did you?
Yes, because at first I had you at 5 and 7. So I'm just gonna reverse it.
Oh, okay, right. Because I was like, yeah, after we were at the extra points.
So that'll put you at 58, 48 and 1, and I'm looking at 67, 36 and 0. So like 8.5 points or something like that. Like 8.5 points up because you got the half.
Mm-hmm.
But we're about to go in overtime. So 8.5 ain't shit.
Yep. And I was like, I'm not too far behind.
And
That was just good after that.
although to be fair, I do get you are one game ahead of me for the pick. So like it's not a true 8.5, it's 8.5. But like I'm also like you got to pick one extra game that I get to pick tonight. So
Exactly.
if I continue with that winning way, then maybe I will gain a little bit. But if it goes wrong, like it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's like if you get a good game, it can help you, and if not, it can hurt. But
Exactly.
All right. So let's see. We got any Boston up on the board? Not seeing it. So then let's just go with some. Interesting. I have no idea where to go. I didn't look at these games too much.
All right.
So who's good right now? Oh, I got it. Let me take Charlotte against Chicago.
Okay, because I was just like, I see one, but
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Charlotte +2 over 227 to win.
Okay.
Easy dub.
So I was going back and forth. I was like, should I choose my Lakers to lose?
Feels bad, doesn't it?
Man. I was like, but they did get 112 without anybody. And it's like, and if SGA's out, can they still do it? Forget it. I'm rolling with my Lakers. I'm putting it right now. Like, only way we're losing if SGA comes back. Other than that, that's why.
All right.
So yeah, so Lakers though, because yeah, the minus right is the mean win, right?
Yep.
They got like yep. So yeah,
They
Lakers
got
to
to they got to
win.
win by 9.
So yeah, Lakers for that.
Uh,
And then I'll say over the 227. Let's yeah, because all these is 220 something. So okay, yeah, it's time to start doing some overs and unders for sure.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Lakers to win.
Alright. Oh man, look at you. Is that a? Oh, never mind. It's not a plus. I was like, is that a bonus? And I was like, that's a 300, but
Mm,
it's a
it's, it's,
it's
it's,
a, it's
it's-
the it's the wrong 300.
exactly.
All right. Oof. Damn. This Phoenix Utah game looks. Phoenix is getting points on the road. Give me that. Phoenix +2. You'll never see Phoenix getting points again. Phoenix +2 over the 226 to win.
Wait, you say who to win? Phoenix?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Oh, give me Dallas. That's another easy. That should be easy one, right?
18's a big number, but
But
last time they did
yeah, that's
win by
I'm
like
like
30 though, or something. I think it was.
right, and I like see this would be the parts where because like you used to tell me right, like if I'm choosing Dallas to win the one with the minus to win, shouldn't I should be going with theirs, right?
You'd have to pick them to win. Yeah, you would never pick
Yeah.
Portland. Like you'd want to do the other way. You'd want to pick if you thought 18 was too much, then you'd go with Portland +18, but then Dallas to win / Portland to lose.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, cause I think when you explain that, so I said I actually get confused. Like, can I say that like that? But yeah, okay. So yeah, I
That's what I
would.
was saying before. Like you never do that, and that's what I do a lot.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
because 18's a
and
lot, you know. But if you think Dallas is that much better than them, then maybe they are. Because last time they
uh,
did, lose by that much. What was the number? I think it was Portland was, or there was one of the. I forget what team it was. Oh, you had New Orleans. You had 16.5 against Portland, and they won by like 20 something.
yeah. But yeah, so I guess that's the best way to kind of explain it. Like the fact that if you're gonna go with the minus one, then you shouldn't be saying they're gonna lose.
Right.
That was I
Because
think your main point.
that's almost like it would make no sense. You're like hedging
Yeah.
your bet at
Okay.
that point because then you can never get all three right.
Okay. So then I'm gonna take Portland
Okay.
for the spread,
Yep.
and then over. I was
221.
yeah, I'll take it over the 221 and
Yeah.
and then yeah, Dallas to win.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Cool. Cool.
okay,
Cool.
okay. There we go.
All
There we
right.
go.
Your first
Yeah.
one ever, man. Your first to lose
Yeah.
ever. I get to write to lose on your thing now. All right. All right.
Oh man.
It's funny. We're kind of like going like right up the list now. Because
Yeah, pretty
I was
much.
like, I kind of like that Miami game, but you know what? Let me just like look at some of the other ones before I go there because I'm like thinking like it's
So
not
yeah, we
that.
got the first 6 teams. Yeah.
Actually, you
It's
know what? I'm gonna jump to the top, man. Give me Milwaukee. -6.5. I'm gonna go. Because I don't really know what to do right now. I was thinking this when I took my restroom break. I'm gonna go just over if I don't know because I think that end of the season people are playing less defense. They're resting a lot of starters. Maybe you can get that 3 ball. We saw a lot of teams put up a lot of points this week. So let me get Milwaukee to win too. I'm rooting for points, man.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, I could have sworn you just said Miami. But I was like,
I'm
okay.
sorry. Yeah, I did the
No.
Cardinals and I talked about a team without choosing a team. So
Okay.
Miami, Atlanta is still on the board right now. We've got going by our numbers. We got number 2 is still available. Number
Yeah, so
3,
two through
4, and
five.
5. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So then, okay. Let's see. New York, Washington, Cleveland, Brooklyn, Houston, Toronto, and then yeah, Atlanta, Miami, right? So, give me Brooklyn, cause yeah, KD, and then yeah, what am I doing here?
Yeah, that'd have
Uh,
been my next one.
yeah. So give me Brooklyn for the spread and 228 and a half. I'll take over. I'm gonna. A lot of these is like I said, all 220s. Like
Hmm.
I'm trying to try it out, and then yeah, Brooklyn doing.
Of course, of course.
Let's
Because
see.
these all actually are getting kind of tough. Like I only have out of the 3 left, I only really do like the Miami Atlanta one, so I'll go with Miami over to win. Because like I don't really care which one you pick out of these, because I hate both of them.
Right. Okay.
Either you
So
got a big spread that like is hard to pick, or you got a little spread that's really hard to pick.
yeah. Oh yeah, I'll leave that to you then. Okay, let's see. New York, Washington.
Yeah, you're taking that one good. Because I mean, you got 2 crappy teams that don't know what's what, so I don't know.
Exactly. It's like like I always tell you, like I just be looking to see which team won because this whole spread stuff part, like that's really tough.
It
It's
is.
really
It
like these
is.
big numbers trying to
Yeah.
call. Yeah. One. I'm
One. Yeah.
for the spread and
Who'd you
I'll
take?
take Washington.
Okay.
Yeah, over
Okay.
for the spread, and then over on the 220.5, and yeah, Washington to win all
Sounds
the
good.
way. Yeah, to
I made my decision while you were thinking.
yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna take the your Portland play for today. I'm gonna go with Houston in the points. I'm gonna
yeah.
go with
Okay.
over, but let's get that young Toronto to win.
Yeah, yeah. And that's how I figure. Like, it was gonna be Toronto to win
Yeah, but just
at the
14
end of
and a
the
half
day,
is a big
but
number, man. And Houston seems like they,
exactly.
been showing a little bit of respect lately. I mean, I know they were not favored against Sacramento at home, but still,
Right, crazy.
still
Yeah, it's
they
really
still put up
crazy.
like 117 in that game though. So I mean, 14 points is a lot. In Toronto, unless what was that one dude's name? Siakam,
On Toronto, yeah, yes,
Pascal.
yeah, Pascal.
Unless Pascal's putting up his 30 something points, I think
That's what
yeah,
I'm saying. I was like, it was just really him. Well, the other key part could be
Vifley, yeah.
Vliet, yeah, Fred, coming back. But other than that, I was just like, do I want to trust in? Like, I'd rather trust in Pascal and knowing somebody else is gonna come back. And I was another thing about Van Fleet, versus Jalen Green again.
Hmm. No, I feel you, man.
So yeah, but yeah, for that point spread, yeah, it would have been that way too. So
Hmm.
yeah.
All right, cool, man. But yeah, we discussed this before the show. I don't think we talked about it on air yet, but we were just so everyone knows, keep tuned in. We got a bonus episode coming in 2 days to finish off the last
Yep.
day of the NBA season. There's gonna be all 30 teams are playing 15 games, so we will pick
Yep.
all of those, and yeah, we'll try to figure out something for the odd game. Maybe we'll pick one game from the day before on Discord or something, just to make it so it's even for the last NBA. But we did all these picks, our last picks on Discord, so everyone join us in the Discord and let us know
Yes.
what you think. Let us know what your picks are for the games that we don't pick. I really want to start looking throughout the week, be like, what are some of these other over unders, man? Like, what have these teams been doing? Because I really do only look at the games that we pick. It's
Exactly.
with so
Yeah.
much going on in life, it's tough.
It really is trying to be a content creator. Not gonna lie to you, like, especially one like me. Like, he has a little easy because he's at home, for the
Well,
most part, if not doing other things. But like, I have a dedicated 8 hour job that I try to get to. So
even just doing the difference of the NBA versus what we normally like to do, it's just a whole other ballpark.
oh, yeah, definitely. So, as always, this has been this fun experience. I look forward to getting to the postseason.
Yeah, we'll see
We'll
how this
see if
plan works and all that.
yeah, we'll see if it could be as hype as the NFL postseason somehow, some way.
Yeah,
Just all together. Let's see.
I'm pretty ready, man. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good. I wasn't really expecting much from the Lakers anyway, so like it's not really. It's
Exactly.
almost
Yeah.
good that they didn't get in. So now maybe another
Yeah.
team can make a run or something. Who
Exactly.
knows?
Exactly.
But
Like
San Antonio ain't gonna do nothing either. So who cares?
yeah, once we had our struggles, I was like, okay, I'm good. Like, I'm okay with losing because this is what I expected. Like we need to see the first month or so. Like, how's the chemistry going? Russell seemed to struggling to figure out what he's gonna do,
Hmm.
what he's gonna be in this team. So I'll be asking is make a couple shots and get some good assists and get some rebounds every now and then, like you used to do. Like, that's it. Like,
Absolutely.
it's just like, I can't get those shots, those rebounds and assists. It's just not enough. Not in this league.
Nope. Need
So
buckets, bro.
yeah, yep, you
All right,
definitely need
man.
bucket.
But that's it for me. Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, just be sure to like, subscribe, comment down,
All the
and
usual.
all the usual, man, and just really just hit up that link in the description for the Discord. We really
Hmm.
look forward to seeing y'all there and just talk about NBA. It could be just talk about NBA. You don't even have to have picks. Just want to get some
Right.
action going down
Like,
there.
who's your team? Who's your pick that's just gonna make a run?
All right, yeah. If you want to talk about your favorite team, you want to give us some history on the teams,
Yeah.
like all we know is really Boston and Laker history because with the two
For the
best
most part.
franchises in the league.
Yeah.
So it's kind of we have some egos. Like why we will
Right.
why we will look for anybody else's, So it's just yeah, that's the
Before
case.
that, yeah,
So
before the Last Dance, man, I didn't know nothing about Chicago.
exactly, yeah. It's like you just like Chicago. You knew it was them, and before San Antonio had their 2000 era kind of run. That was
Hmm.
like behind us as far as championships go.
Yeah.
It wasn't really much to keep up with.
And then after that, it wasn't a team; it was just the LeBron era.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like as far as franchise histories goes, it's like yeah, come from where we come from. Like if it ain't about championships, we not trying to hear
Yeah,
it.
it's tough.
It's just like yeah, we got too many division titles and conference titles and all that. So yeah, it's just like yeah, it's a little inflated.
Man, and we will
Yeah.
catch y'all on Saturday for Sunday's games.
Yes.
Alrighty, man.
Yes. All right. This.